Tuesday. It's Tuesday's Tales Day. It's great to be online. Oh, yes. So, our books for tonight are Pigeon book or a kitten book. And the votes have it for Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. But hopefully for soon, since we have elections coming up, we will have Around America to Win the Vote. 2 suffragists, a kitten, and 10,000 miles. But today, our book is Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, which you can't say that with a straight face. The first time I saw this book, I was sitting there like, huh? But yeah, it even got a medal, which hopefully means nothing bad will happen to the pigeon. Have you ever noticed that anytime you read a book where there's a medal on the cover, that something bad happens to the animal? But this is a children's book, so we're probably okay. And at least it doesn't have a dog on the cover. Something always happens to the dog. All right. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. Words and pictures by Mo Willems. Hi, I'm the bus driver. Listen, I gotta leave for a little while, so can you watch things for me until I get back? Thanks. Oh, and remember, don't let the pigeon drive the bus. I mean, I haven't even read anything yet, and I'm like, this is gonna be a good time. I thought he'd never leave. Oh no. Hey, can I drive the bus? Please? I'll be careful. Were you asking me? Uh-oh. I'll tell you what. I'll just steer. My cousin Herb drives a bus almost every day. True story. This face, though. This reminds me... This is a very cartoony face. I bet he has a little video with him in it. Okay, so now the pigeon's on the bus. Here we go, here we go. Vroom, 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 vroom. Oh my gosh. Pigeon at the wheel! Oh my, this is... Oh dear. No? I never get to do anything. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's play Drive the Bus. See, when you work with kids, I hear this conversation. I could hear one of my kids being like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's drive the bus. I'll go first. Come on. Just once around the block? Oh, now this is like a kid right here. I'll be your best friend. How about I give you $5? No fair. I bet your mom would let me. What's the big deal? It's just a bus. I have dreams too, you know. Fine. If you're having a bad day, go to the library. Go get this book. Let me drive the bus! Now I definitely have some kids that would act like that. This is what, my kids and this is what we call having a fire. This is a fire. Let me Now, let's see, what's this? This Charlie Brown. This Charlie Brown always has little all over his head when he's mad. Poor Pigeon. Looks like somebody just took a crayon and just went. That's really good art. Alright, so what's going to happen? I'm back! You didn't let the pigeon drive the bus, did you? Great! Thanks a lot. Ow! This is very enjoyable. I'm enjoying this very much. Bye! Oh, no pigeon. Hey. And now the pigeon has a dream to drive the semi-truck. Is there a book that says don't let the pigeon drive the semi-truck? No. But apparently there are lots of these pigeon books. There's A Pigeon Finds a Hot Dog. Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late. The Pigeon Loves Things That Go. And The Pigeon Needs a Bath. I feel very. I love this book. This is fun. I guess it's mostly just a picture. It's part. You have to like kind of read it yourself to really appreciate the experience. But yes, this was fun. Oh my goodness. Hey Grammy. Probably Uncle Scott too. Hey Miss Hazel. The young hero, this is our Bible story for tonight. The young hero and the horrible giant, David and Goliath. In the grown-up Bible, that's in 1 Samuel 17. God's people had some scary enemies. The Philistines were the scariest of them all. And now the Philistines had come to fight them. Philistines, I don't know. I think it's Philistines. The Philistines had a secret weapon called Goliath. Goliath was a terrifying soldier, and worst of all, a giant. A giant so strong and so tall and so scary that no one had ever been able to fight him and live to tell the tale. So there they were, the Philistines standing on the top of one hill, God's people standing on top of the other. Oh dear. Every day, Goliath came out and shouted, "Send your best soldiers to fight me. And if he wins, we will be your slaves. But if I win, you will be our slaves." No one spoke, and no one moved. "Chickens!" Goliath bellowed. "Your God can't save you. I'll rip your heads off and have you on toast." Oh, I don't think the Bible says that. His beady, greedy eyes glowered at them hungrily from under his horrible helmet, as if any minute he really might just gobble them up. And then he laughed his terrible laugh. Ha, ha, ha. It boomed, echoing horribly around the dry, dry valley. Well, Goliath might as well just have been a big, green, slimy monster with 3 heads, because God's people froze with fear. Their eyes glazed over as they turned deathly pale. They knew if someone didn't do something quick, someone didn't save them. But God would do something. He would send someone to save them. Now you remember that David was the youngest son of Jesse. Well, his brothers were soldiers in the army. One day when David brought his brothers their lunches, he saw Goliath, and he saw how scared everyone was. "Don't be afraid," David said. "I'll fight him for you." You're only a little shepherd boy, the king said. Goliath is a great soldier. How will you fight him? God will help me, David said. I kind of like the way this picture, I kind of picture like Shirley Temple, like up against a big tall man and just being like, hi everybody. But maybe David had a little more, yes. But he said, God will help me. And that gave him courage. And the king gave David his royal armor to wear, but it was too heavy and too big, and David couldn't even walk. I won't need this, David said. Instead, David picked out 5 smooth stones from the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Took his slingshot and walked towards Goliath. Step, step, step. Goliath walked toward David. Thud, thud, thud. You? Goliath peered down at the small boy. I'm little, David shouted up at him, but God is great. Goliath laughed an even terribler laugh than usual. Ha, 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 it went. With just one swing of his giant sword, Goliath could finish the boy off. But David kept going. It isn't how strong you are or how many swords and spears you have that will save you. It is God that will save you. This is God's battle, and God always wins his battles. David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it go. The little stone flew whiz like a bullet through the air and struck Goliath thud right between the eyes. Lots of onomatopoeia in this book. Goliath stopped laughing. He stumbled and staggered and crash fell dead. When the Philistines saw Goliath was dead, they ran away. And when God's people saw them running away, they cheered. God had saved his people. David was a hero. Many years later, God would send his people another young hero to fight for them and to save them. But this hero would fight the greatest battle the world has ever known. The end. I love that book. My kids at church, we are going through the book of Numbers and Judges right now, so we'll get to David and Goliath eventually, but that was great. All right. So now we must pick from the yellow bag of books. I'm running out, but I'm not looking. I'm not. All right, so our first book will be Olivia. How fun. I guess Olivia's a little piggy. Cool. Okay. So we have Olivia or Zathura. Now, for those of you who like Jumanji, this is the sequel to Jumanji. So it'll be a big decision. It'll be really exciting. Hey, Punky. So what should we pick next week, Pumpkin? Should we pick Zathura or Olivia? Well, you can't vote because you don't have phones, but you can. So be sure to vote in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Yay! And apparently, so will Pumpkin.